You sit there, waiting for a score update that never comes. You stare at the rejection letter, wondering why the bank sees you as a risk when you know you are responsible. Most people believe credit is a game of patience, that if you just wait and pay your bills on time, the system will eventually grant you access. They are wrong. Credit is not a reward for being good. It is a tool for those who understand how the system judges them. If you cannot get approved, it is not because you lack money, it is because you lack leverage. By the end of this, you will know exactly how to force the system to give you a credit card, without begging, without debt, and without wasting another year of your financial life. But here's the part nobody tells you. Most people treat their credit score like a moral report card. They think that if they work hard, pay their rent, and stay out of trouble, the banks will naturally open the gates. This is a fairy tale. The bank does not care about your character. It does not care about your intentions. The bank cares for one thing only: risk mitigation. When you apply for credit cards for beginners, you are not applying for a favor. You are applying for a business arrangement. Machiavelli warned about this centuries ago. He said that a prudent ruler must not observe faith when such observance would be to his disadvantage. The banking system is the ruler. It observes no faith. It only observes metrics. If you show up as a blank slate, you are a ghost. Ghosts get denied. Income is not power. Control is. I remember my first attempt at getting a credit card. I had a job, I had savings, and I thought I was set. I walked into that branch with the confidence of someone who had done everything right. I left with nothing but a form letter in my pocket. It felt personal. It felt like an insult. Then I realized the mistake. I was playing a game of trust, and they were playing a game of data. I had to stop acting like a customer and start acting like an asset. Machiavelli started making sense to me, not as philosophy, but as survival. And if this makes you uncomfortable, that is a good sign. It means you are ready to stop being a passenger in your own financial life. Look at the Rothschild family. They did not become the architects of modern finance by waiting for someone to give them a credit limit. They understood that the perception of solvency is often more powerful than cash itself. When they needed to move capital, they did not ask for permission. They created the infrastructure that others relied on. They understood that you don't just build a credit score, you build a fortress of reliability that makes it impossible for the system to ignore you. That is not luck, that is strategy. The secured foundation. You think secured cards are for failures. You are wrong. A secured credit card is the ultimate tactical maneuver for beginners. You deposit cash to hold as collateral. The bank takes zero risk. When you take zero risk, the bank says yes every single time. View this cash not as frozen money, but as an entry fee to the club. The mechanism is simple. You buy, you pay, you build. Outcome, you create a history where none existed. Stop looking for glory. Start building the base. Secure a card today. The authorized user tactic. You do not have to fight the war alone. If a family member with a perfect credit history adds you as an authorized user, you inherit their history. This is not cheating. This is resource allocation. The bank sees the age of their account and the record of their payments and attaches it to your profile. Mechanism: piggybacking on established power. Outcome: your score skyrockets before you ever make a purchase of your own. Find an ally, leverage their history. The low utilization trap. Most people think using their credit card keeps their score high. It doesn't. Carrying a balance is a tax on your intelligence. The bank wants you to have a high balance, but your goal is a high score. Mechanism: keeping your credit utilization below 10%. Think of credit utilization like a leash. If you let it get too long, the bank yanks it back. Keep the leash short. Outcome: a high score that screams low risk. Pay off your balance before the statement date every single time. The retail credit paradox. You walk into a department store and they offer you a card at the register. You think it's an easy way to get started. It is a trap. These cards have high interest rates and low utility. They are designed to extract, not to build. Mechanism: avoid retail cards and focus on general-purpose cards that build profile across all categories. Outcome: a cleaner, stronger credit report that doesn't look like you shop at the mall for credit. Ignore the discount. It is not worth the damage. The timing strategy. Applying for 5 cards in 1 month is an act of desperation. The banks talk to each other. They see every inquiry. If you look desperate, they close the door. Mechanism: wait at least 6 months between applications. Treat your credit inquiries like a limited supply of ammunition. Do not waste them on shots you might miss. Outcome: a controlled, steady rise in your credit profile that signals stability. Plan your applications. Do not react to them. The bank relationship hack. You go to a bank where you have no history and ask for credit. Why should they give it to you? Move your checking account to a bank that offers credit cards for beginners. Mechanism: when the bank sees your deposits, your paycheck, and your savings, they see a full picture of your financial behavior. Outcome: the approval process becomes a formality rather than a gamble. Build a relationship where you are the customer they want to keep. Bank where you intend to borrow. The auto-pay shield. Missing a payment is not just a fee, it's a declaration of incompetence. The system tracks this forever. Mechanism: set every single bill to automatic payment for the minimum amount, then manually pay the rest. Even if you forget, the system protects you. Outcome: you never miss a payment. Never. Consistency is the currency of the banking world. Automate the basics, execute the rest yourself. You remember how it felt when you were first rejected. You remember the frustration of wanting to move forward but being held back by a system that seemed designed to keep you out. That feeling was not a sign to quit. It was a test of your resolve. That was then. This is now. You have the tools, the strategy, and the blueprint. The barrier is not the bank. The barrier was your own lack of methodology. The difference between those who get approved and those who remain stuck is not luck. It is the ability to view the credit system as a machine, not as a moral authority. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They will continue to apply for cards they have no chance of getting, and they will continue to blame the system when the rejection emails arrive. They will settle for the status quo. A few will act. A few will take these strategies, implement them with clinical precision, and build a credit profile that commands respect. Decide which one you are. You have the knowledge now. You no longer have the excuse of ignorance. The system is waiting for you to prove your value. Will you continue to beg for entry, or will you build the architecture that makes them welcome you? The choice belongs to you. If this shifted the way you see the financial game, do not stop here. What you heard today is only the surface of how power moves in the modern world. Subscribe. No fluff, no noise, just strategy. We strip away the illusions of the banking sector so you can focus on what actually builds leverage. Most people will watch this and move on, hoping for a better tomorrow without changing their tactics today. A few will stay and change the trajectory of their entire financial life. Decide which one you are.